Palestinian Jews. That is what members of the Neturei Karta group are calling themselves. The extreme anti-Zionist ultra-Orthodox sect made a visit to the refugee camp in Jenin, a Palestinian city in the northern West Bank. The camp is seen by the Israelis as a hotbed of Palestinian terrorism. Hebrew and Arabic reports say that the group met with prominent Palestinian Islamic Jihad officials as well as families of terrorist attackers, which spurred comments from the new Israeli government, such as this one from National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir. Neturei Karta opposes the modern state of Israel on religious grounds. They regularly protest against the Jewish state and have met with Holocaust deniers as well as leaders of the Iranian regime and the Hamas terror organization in the Gaza Strip. The group said their visit was to stand in solidarity with the Palestinians against the Israelis.
Come here, and I show you what danger is. Come here. Come here, I show you what danger is. You are a rapist. You are a murderer. You're supported by terrorists. Being raped. Being brutally raped right now.
Be ashamed of yourself. Disgusting creatures.
Greetings one and all. Super Saturday Night Live here in the Holy Land, in the holy city of Elon Moreh, Shechem, not in my house, but in one of the holy synagogues here in Elon Moreh. We are on the 24th day of Adar, the first Adar 5784. As always, this class is for the sake of heaven, to improve ourselves, to come closer, even one small step, to God, and to release the divine presence from exile. A plug, a thumbs up for all of the assistance of Mike and his beautiful channel and all the beautiful things he's doing in South Israel. Also, a shout out to the one and only blog, Tomer Dvorah. Check it out. It's almost one of the only things that are worth reading these days. And last but not least, to our great experienced, is really, it's been about 4 months that myself and Elchanan are working together, and I see that every time it comes to film classes, we have more apparatus here, more machines here. It looks like Hollywood over here in Elon Moreh. So thumbs up to Elchanan for his work. Okay, today's class, Neturei Karta, are they Jewish? Neturei Karta, it means the guardians of the city. It's a small, extreme fringe group. However, they are small as far as members. However, their actions, their disgrace has been seen by millions of people, Jews and non-Jews alike, all over the world. So their desecration of God's name should not be taken lightly because of the fact that they have a handful of members. Recently, a popular rabbi in the States was heard as saying that he's not sure if the Neturei Karta is Jewish. He was interviewed on that question and the subject. We're talking about here a group that embraces Hitler figures, Nazi figures, such as Iran, the Ayatollahs, such as Hamas, such as terrorist families in Israel that have murdered Jews. I'm not a prophet. I'm not the son of a prophet. So I ain't going to put on my prophecy hat to tell you yay or nay, are they Jewish or aren't they Jewish? But we will spend some time discussing judging their behavior and judging various characteristic traits that they have, which will give us pretty clear guidelines to who these people are. One possibility of who they are the Erev Rav. These are the mixed multitudes that converted in the time of Moses. Moses accepted them as converts, did not consult God. And they left Egypt with the Jewish people. So they are called the Erev Rav, the mixed multitudes. How many were there? There are 3 opinions amongst our sages. This could be found in the Mechilta on the portion in Exodus on the portion of Bo. Rabbi Ishmael says there were 1.2 million of the mixed multitudes, these converts. Rabbi Akiva says double the amount, 2.4 million. Believe it or not, Rabbi Natan says there were 3.6 million Erev Rav. According to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, this could be true to all 3 opinions. I don't look at Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai as a 4th opinion. He could be giving his commentary on the 3 opinions. His bottom line is that for every Jew that left Egypt, there were 3 converts. 3 of these mixed multitudes that left. That is really amazing. In the words of the Natziv, Rabbi Naftali Tzvi Yudah of Berlin, he explains, why are they called the multitudes? Because of the fact they outnumbered Israel. Like, wow, you know, we've been talking for many, many years about this group, the Erev Rav, these converts, and it didn't hit us that, why are they called multitudes? Well, that's because they outnumbered the people of Israel during the time when we left Egypt. According to the Talmud, in the tractate of Beitzah, page 32, side B, it tells a story, the following story, about a man named Shabtai. He was the son of a person named Marinos, not to be, there used to be a quarterback on the Dolphins, Dan Marino, if I'm not mistaken, not to be mistaken. He fled the land of Israel. I guess there were dangers in the land of Israel. And he arrived in a neighborhood in Babylonia today, which we call Iraq. He asked for a job in the Jewish community there. No one assisted. He asked for food, lodging, and that was also denied. Shabtai responded, this community are from the Erev Rav. This is not a community of Israel. This is a community of the Erev Rav. Now, this is really amazing because, folks, 1,600 years approximately passed since the time of the Exodus of Egypt till the story of, this is the time of the Amoraim, time of the Talmud. 1,600 years had passed. And this group, which outnumbered the Jewish people 3-1, they are alive and kicking within the Jewish community. So, Maimonides, in the Laws of Presents, Gifts to the Poor People, chapter 10, Law 2, he writes the following: those that are people that are cruel and do not have mercy on their brothers and sisters, one must check their lineage to see if they are really Jewish. Amazing. Maimonides. The Holy Zohar Kadosh in Genesis 25b. These people, the Erev Rav, they do not worry about their brethren and lean more towards assisting and taking the side of the Gentiles. Amazing. The Erev Rav, one of the characteristic traits is they take the side of the Gentile over their brothers and sisters. Straight out, the Zohar. In another place, the Zohar says that in the end of days, most of Israel's troubles will come from this group, from the group of the Erev Rav. In conclusion, those that do not have mercy, do not show mercy or kindness for fellow Jews, those that side with the Gentiles over their brothers, there is a super duper chance, according to the Torah, we see that they are from the Erev Rav, the mixed multitudes. Now, Erev Rav, they are not, the mixed multitudes, they are not regular converts. They are not conventional converts, who we recognize as, number one, full-fledged Jews. Number two, their DNA has been changed once they convert. As the Talmud says in many places, they are considered to be newborn. You thought that the Gentiles, the Christians, invented the born again. No, they stole it from the Jewish people like everything else. And also, a true blue convert receives the tremendous gift of inheritance of our forefathers and mothers, of various traits of mercy, of kindness, and of modest behavior. These Erev Rav, these mixed multitudes, they are considered to be converts. However, they are not the traditional converts, which means they have not the DNA. Their DNA has not been changed. Number two, they did not inherit the three cardinal traits of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They did not stand on Mount Sinai, we are told. They did not participate in the building of the tabernacle. They were not part of the clouds of glory. To really understand the status of the Erev Rav compared to real converts, I will, God willing, leave below two links to classes that I gave in the past year on this very, very important subject, where I delve in very deeply, go into the question of the mixed multitudes. So please, it's a must listen to understand why they are considered to be different. They do not have the same level as other converts. Listen to those two classes. Perhaps summarizing the status of the mixed multitudes the best was the famous Shem Shmuel, otherwise known as the Sokerchov Rebbe, Rabbi Shmuel Bornstein from Poland, 1885 to 1926. He writes in the book of Exodus, on his commentary of the Torah, portion of Truma, page 106. The Erev Rav are intermediaries between Jews and Gentiles. They are not Jews and they are not Gentiles. Very interesting. They're somewhere in the middle. Second possibility, so first possibility is these Neturei Karta freaks, disgrace, they are descendants of the mixed multitudes. So they're not Jewish and they're not Gentile, they're somewhere in the middle. A second possibility, they are not descendants of the mixed multitudes. They are full-fledged Jews. However, they have been influenced by the actions and ideology of the mixed multitudes. This is brought down, this concept, by the Gra, Rabbi Eliyahu of Vilna, in Tikkunei Zohar 53, also brought down in chapter 11 of Even Shlema by the Gra. His terminology is called Sitra de Erev Rav. They are a side of the Erev Rav. They're Jewish, but they have a certain side of them that is part of the mixed multitudes. The Chida fine-tunes this a little bit, or perhaps this is a third opinion. It could go either way. The Chida, Chaim Yosef David Azulai, in his book Kiseh David, in comments that were censored on page 128 for hundreds and hundreds of years, or thousands of years, the Jews had to censor various remarks so that their works could be printed. So here's his remark, the Chida. The Chida writes, they are Jews, however, they have a nefesh of the mixed multitudes through reincarnation. That's an amazing idea. Now, once again, the soul has 5 levels. The lowest level of the soul is called the nefesh. All human life has a nefesh. The Jewish people have a neshama. The world has a nefesh. So, according to the Chida, these people are Jews. However, through reincarnation, they did not receive a Jewish neshama. They received a nefesh of the mixed multitudes. Amazing. This is also brought down by the Chida's grandfather, Rabbi Avram Azulai, in his book, Orach Chochmah, on this Zohar Kadosh, Genesis 25a. Though they were born from Jews, they have received a different nefesh of the mixed multitudes. So there was a switch. So far, just summarizing, these people, these Neturei Karta, embracing Hitler's, all types of Hitlers, and Jewish people that are trying to genocide the Jewish people, they're either the mixed multitudes themselves, they are perhaps Jews, but they're influenced by the mixed multitudes, or they are Jews, but they received a different nefesh, that of the mixed multitudes. So they've lost their. Another fourth possibility is they were Jews, however, they lost their Jewish soul and now have a Gentile soul, nefesh. You heard that correctly, and we're going to back it up, of course. First source to this is the famous Rashba, Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Aderet, lived from 1235 to 1310. On his question and answers, page 414. By the way, the author of the Code of Jewish Law, Rabbi Yosef Karo, called the Rashba the light of the world, or the pillar of the world. So we're talking about one heavy hitter, baby. He brings down this concept. Answer 414. They were Jews. However, they have lost their Jewish souls and they have received the Gentile one. They have become anti-Semites, self-haters, etc. Rabbi Natan Shapira, the Kabbalist, 1607 to 1666 in the land of Israel, in his book called Matzat Shimurim. Matzat stands for Mezuzot, Tzitzit, and Tfilin. People that have many interactions or social contacts, relations with Gentiles, lose their Jewish soul. The divine image and receive a nefesh of a Gentile. This is brought down in Jewish law by the following Jewish law commentators. Magen Avraham brings this in Orach Chaim 46, chapter 46, law 10. This is why we say a daily blessing, thank you God for not making us a Gentile. Why don't we just say that once in a lifetime? Because it's something that could change. We could be born we could be born Jews with a Jewish soul, and we could lose it. Therefore, every day we have to thank God again for returning us a Jewish soul and not replacing it with a Gentile soul because of all of our hug and kissing the non-Jewish community. This is also brought down as law in Shulchan Aruch Harav of Chabad in chapter Orach Chaim, chapter 46, law 4, Kaf HaChaim, the Sephardic Jewish law commentator in chapter 46, law 32. By the way, this trait of the multitudes, the mixed multitudes leaning towards Gentiles over their brothers and sisters. There's an amazing piece by the Tzanzer Rebbe, Rabbi Yekutiel Halberstam, page 360. He writes there, black and white, there are groups of people that come to the aid of the Muslims over their Jewish brothers and sisters. He spells it out in black and white. So, our summary so far. Who are these people, these Neturei Karta? Either they are descendants of the mixed multitudes. Number two, they've been influenced by the mixed multitudes. They have a side of them, in the words of the Gra, of the Erev Rav. Number three, they are Jews, but they received in a reincarnation, they have a nefesh of the mixed multitudes. Option number four is that they were born Jews, however, because of their contacts and relationships, interaction with the Gentile world, they have lost their Jewish soul, they've lost their image of God, that Tselem Elokim, that a Jew has, and they have a soul, a nefesh of a non-Jew, which explains their anti-Semitic behavior, their self-haters, going to battle for the enemies and embracing and kissing up with the greatest Hitlers of our times. Now, no, I want to make it 100% clear. There is a group like the Satmar in New York and in Israel. Believe me, if you ever read any of their books, they do not hold back their hatred towards Zionism. They put it out in their books. However, they are always condemning this group of Neturei Karta. They will never embrace Hitlers and Nazis and Jew killers. They turn to the Jewish people, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. You disagree? You disagree with the state of Israel, with Israel, and you turn to the Jewish people to try to educate us to look at life differently? Okay, take my hat off for that. Don't agree, but that's, at least they have that respect. At least they have to have self-respect. Last but not least, folks, the way I see it humbly, these people that embrace and hug and kiss the worst anti-Semites, the worst Hitlers, Jew haters, the worst evil of the world, this group that calls for the Arabs to continue fighting against the Jewish people, which means continue killing your brothers and sisters. This disgusting group is similar to the false messiah in the 1600s of Shabtai Tzvi. Shabtai Tzvi, his followers, they converted to Islam. Why? One of their major reasons was that in order to bring the Messiah, there's one of two conditions that have to be met. Either we're on a tremendously high righteous level and the Messiah will come, or we're on such a low level that the Messiah has no choice but to come and save us from the falling into abyss. So therefore, the followers and Shabtai Tzvi said, in order for us to bring the Messiah, we have to do the worst transgressions possible in order to bring the Messiah, because the Messiah comes in a generation that's either 100% righteous or 100% evil. So we have to be evil. So in order to bring the Messiah, we're going to do this tremendous act of converting to Islam, like, oh, duh. You know, what a mistake that was. And exactly the same catastrophe as the Shabtai Tzvi, false Messiah movement, are these despicable group called the Neturei Karta, where they are saying, we want to save the Jewish people. We want to bring the redemption. And what's stopping the redemption is the state, the Jewish state in Israel. And therefore, in order to save the Jewish people, we have to hug and kiss up with those that want to destroy the people, the Jews in Israel. That is exactly the same sin of the false Messiah, Shabtai Tzvi movement. That is in your face. It is so clear. They will save the Jewish people by this awful sin of joining forces with those that will destroy Israel in order to save Israel. We will bring the Messiah by converting to Islam and doing the worst transgressions in order to save Israel. Bring the Messiah. And we know how all that plays out. So these are the people that we are dealing with, who cause a tremendous desecration of God's name. And unfortunately, their desecration of God's names is visible for millions of people all over the world.